I'm Lorna. I work for Knoydart Forest Trust and I do the finance and business management side of things. Knoydart Forest Trust does everything from planting trees, creating new native woodlands, to managing the existing forests, and that involves having paths and mountain bike tracks. It involves using the timber that's within those woods for the benefit of the community, so we produce firewood and milled timber. So we create new woodlands on Knoydart, and that helps the community regenerate and be a stronger, more resilient community, because it provides jobs, as well as we're doing our part as a community for the climate. We're planting trees, which is helping to store carbon, and it's part of the future. So the trees that we're planting today will be a useful resource for the future generations on Knoydart.
Well, my name's Trisha Birch. Well, I came to Knoydart to plant trees. Previously, before that, I was working in the events industry for 20 years, and part of me wanting to live my life by certain values that I found important, which was being able to be part of a small community and be able to give to the land. We're planting some e-forest trees at the moment at Milburn that we were given, and we're just filling up more spaces from previous plantations that have gone on. This is quite a close woodland to where the village is, so it would be appreciated by a lot of people.
So my name's Finlay Gregg. I'm a ranger with the Knoydart Foundation, and I work very closely with the tourists who come over here and ensure that their experience here is as enriching as possible, whether that's taking them around the village woodland or guiding them up the local mountains. 7 days a week we offer local tours in the village woodland, and it's a lot of people get romantic about our mountains, and I think that's people get romantic about the mountains in Scotland, but we're very unromantic about our native woodland, and that's something I think we need to get much more excited about. So we've put it front and centre of what we do here.
I'm Jim Brown. I'm a director of the Knoydart Forest Trust, but I'm also the deer manager for the Knoydart Foundation, and we manage the deer over the 17,000 acres of the Knoydart Estate on the open range, but we also manage the deer in the woodland areas on behalf of the Knoydart Forest Trust. So most of that's new native woodland establishment within deer fences, so it's important that we keep the deer impacts as low as possible during the early phases of establishment, and that allows the new trees to get away as quickly as possible, given that the fences only have a limited life.
Hi, I'm Grant. I'm the forester here with Knoydart Forest Trust. I've been here since 1993. Forestry and woodland management and management of the natural environment is a long-term game. It depends on people with an intimate knowledge of the thing that they're managing, and I strongly believe that you get a much higher quality of management if the people that are doing the work live in the environment that they're managing. We have a mixture of native and non-native woodland. We are managing the non-native woodland to increase the amount of native woodland. We're felling the monocultural blocks of Sitka spruce and replanting with mixed species, mostly native species but not all species. And then outside of the kind of village area, out the glen, we're planting solely native woodland and expanding the native woodland.
We like to think that we're using the woodland resource as a circular economy. We're starting with putting trees in the ground. We're then using the woodland as a means of generating income. We're producing products like firewood and milled timber. We're creating small wood products as well. So we can produce these things and sell them and reinvest the money back into the woodlands, into planting more trees. So we get back to the start. A nice example of the circular economy is we had a beautiful old oak tree that had to be felled because it was starting to be unsafe. So we milled that tree into planks and then processed them into beautifully kiln-dried floorboards, which are now in our village hall. Knoydart Forest Trust is using native woodland creation as a kind of three-pronged attack. We're storing carbon to help mitigate against climate change, we're increasing biodiversity, and we're also providing opportunity for our community to grow.